So, one of my friends online, I'm not going to mention names, he had his channel up yesterday, and he was talking about his daughter was being bullied. And, you know, this is running rampant nowadays. When I was in school, you didn't really I guess kids did bully you, but not like today. If you see when I was a kid, if you seen a disabled kid, you wouldn't make fun of them. You just were raised, I guess you were raised with better manners or something back then, I don't know. But it would never cross your mind. You would feel empathy and be like, wow, that sucks. Well, look what he can do, or whatever. And nowadays, kids, they don't care. And like I said earlier, my daughter's special needs, and I'm a firm believer, and I've been teaching her, and my wife has too. You're going to stand up for yourself, because nobody else can do it. You have to do it for yourself. I can go to school, I can file complaints, I can yell, I can scream, and I can throw a little tantrum on the front of the school. But at the end of the day, until you are ready to stand up to that bullies are going to keep walking all over you. And, I've told her, I don't care. You get expelled or kicked out of school or whatever. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, you have to defend yourself. You can't do that if you're afraid that you're going to get in trouble. Because my daughter is. She don't like to get in trouble. She gets her feelings hurt, so she says. And so please talk to your kids about bullying. It is getting ridiculous. Raise your kids to have morals. And some people, because they took gods out of the school, I'm gonna not pass judgment on that. I have my own beliefs. We'll put it that way. And I have my own feelings on that. And everybody's allowed to have their own feelings on anything in life. It's when you push those feelings on somebody else that you step over the line. Okay? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that I'm gay. I'm in a gay marriage. And we are raising children. That may not be the nuclear family, but it's my family. And I'm very proud of my family. And I will do anything for my family. And one thing that we taught our daughter is she might get bullied. And she will tell anybody who will listen that she's got 2 mommies. And when the kids say something about it, she will tell them, I've got 2 mommies, and I love my mommies. She has to learn. Unfortunately, every kid's a target. If they were, when I was back in my day, it was braces and glasses. Oh my gosh, see? I told you it would not be a video of mine if it didn't have dogs in the background. They are playing with the same bone. Anyway, let me turn that down. I'm getting wild and crazy with my Italian music, and you ain't going to be able to hear me. Bella, be nice. So, there's a second court. So, I want to know how you guys feel about that. In the comments below. And if you troll me, I will make sure you're blocked. So don't even try. Because you're not going to bully me. I don't believe in it. I think we need to go back to teaching kids old school. You do unto others as you want them to do unto you. And they'll say, well, you said you had your own beliefs. I have my own beliefs. I do. But you can still have morals and not be religious. Or you can still be religious and not have any morals at all. I've seen it. Been through it. That's the reason why I'm not in the Catholic Church anymore. I don't do bigots. You can't hide behind a book and claim to be Christian and then treat somebody differently because they're different than you. But get off my soapbox, because I will go on for a tangent and I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. So, if you see a kid being bullied, give them the knowledge and the empowerment to stand up to their bullies. Win, lose, or draw. Bella, You're going to go to the bed. Because I about had enough of you. Get to your bed. Bye. Get. Talisa, you go too. Get. It's just like having kids. And they're still bickering all the way down the hallway. Anyway, yes, please stand up for these kids and teach them to stand up. And teach them that the bully won't go away until they do stand up. You have to stand up to your bully. And say, no, I'm not going to do it that way. And no, I'm not going to believe the way you do. And, and it goes for, I seen a kid a few weeks ago picking on a Jehovah Witness boy. And I told him to stop it. And he's like, well, he's weird. And I'm like, and in his eyes, you could be weird too, but there's a difference. He's not making fun of you, and you are making fun of him. It's not acceptable. If you wouldn't want it said to you, you don't say it to somebody else. And, we had a whole bunch of sayings when we were kids, that our parents passed on to us. If you do unto others as you want them to do to you. If you don't like it, don't do it back. Maybe we need to go back to old ways. Because I think our kids, like my daughter, she has to say yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. And I don't care if people don't like it. I really don't care. That's how she's being raised. My daughter has to say please and thank you before every meal. She has to clean her room. She has to make her bed every morning. She has chores she has to do. When she gets home, when she gets up in the morning, she has a set time she has to be up. She has to be up by 5 a.m. She has to vacuum her floors before she goes to school, make her bed, pick up her room, help around the house, take out the garbages. These are all just fundamentals of life, and I think we've lost that somewhere. It's like, we're so busy taking our kids to soccer games and soccer practices and everything else that we lose sight of being a parent. No, you can't go to practice. I got to know home from the teacher that you didn't do your work. No, you can't go. But I have to. No, you don't have to. See, there's a difference. You have to be good, and you have to respect others. But I don't have to take you to basketball practice, soccer practice, or what have you practice, because you know what? That is a privilege. That is not a necessity, and that is not a right. You have to earn that right. It used to be when I was a kid, you had to get a certain GPA to be on the teams. I remember that, and I don't know if they still do that anymore. My daughter, like I said, she doesn't play sports, thank God. Not yet anyway. They don't do Special Olympics till age 8. So, but, you got to have manners. Where is the manners being taught to these kids? My daughter gets in trouble for smacking at the dinner table or making a mess of herself. No, get up. This is not behavior. You want to eat like a barnyard? You're going to go sit in the barnyard. Go out. Get off my table. I'm old school Italian. You sit at my table. You asked to be, asked to leave. You said there were good manners. I'm old school. So maybe we need to go back to being that way. Teaching our kids to have moral beliefs and standards. Not thinking that they're better than somebody else because maybe they can do more than somebody else. But guess what? Maybe that kid's just a better kid than you because you can do all the sports and you can read and you can write and you can do all this stuff, and that's great and wonderful because you're smart and you're intelligent and that's awesome. But if your insides don't match what's up here, you're never going to get nowhere either. So I really, I challenge everybody. He challenged everybody who has a YouTube channel to post a video about bullying. And this is my video. And I'm sure it probably sounded like a rant and stuff, and it is what it is. It's not a rant, it's just my feelings. I think we really need to go back to basics, that old saying, got to go back to where you started from in order to move forward again, to try to see where you messed up. I think as a society we've messed up somewhere. And like I said, don't get me going on the religion thing. But, we messed up somewhere. I don't have, any doubt that maybe if everybody was made to memorize Bible verses and stuff like that, like I had to when I went to school, I went to Catholic school, the nuns would just beat the crap out of you. They just take a ruler and smack your ass. Shit. No, you're not going to pick on Johnny because I'm going to pick on you. And that was it. And then if you got in trouble at the damn school, my mom would come up and get me too. And then my dad would get me when he got home. And then my grandmother and grandfather, when they found out on the weekend, they'd get me again. You know, maybe we need to start making people accountable. But these are just some thoughts. Like I said, like, share, subscribe. And if you have a YouTube channel, post a YouTube video on standing up for kids and standing up for bullying and against bullying.